There was a man named Zacchaeus, which was the chief among the publicans, and he was rich. And he sought to see Jesus, who he was, and could not for the press, because he was little of stature. And he ran before and climbed up into a sycamore tree to see him, for he was to pass that way. And when Jesus came to the place, he looked up and saw him, and said unto him, Zacchaeus, make haste and come down, for today I must abide at thy house. And he made haste and came down and received him joyfully. And when they saw it, they all murmured, saying that he was gone to be the guest with a man that is a sinner. And Zacchaeus stood and said unto the Lord, Behold, Lord, the half of my goods I give to the poor, and if I have taken anything from any man by false accusation, I restore him fourfold. And Jesus said unto him, This day is salvation come to this house, forasmuch as he also is a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man is come to seek and to save that which was lost. If I had to title this tonight, I would ask you the question, can Jesus abide at your house?
Amen.
Can he abide at your house? Is your house ready for him to enter into? Zacchaeus wanted to see him, and Zacchaeus was a short man. He was real short. You take one of these little kids, and that's about how tall Zacchaeus was. He was a real short fella. But yet he had it in his mind that he still wanted to see Jesus. And he knew that he was going to be passing by that way. And if y'all have never seen a sycamore tree, them things would be kind of hard to climb. There ain't nothing really to hold on to. They're slick. They're slick. So you imagine he had to have something inside him that was making him really want to see Jesus. Because how many of you could go and run up a sycamore tree and sit up on a limb and hang there and wait for Jesus to pass by just so you could see him? How many of you could do that? Not very many, because we don't have enough want to in us to get up and even try to climb a tree that we can hold on to. Much less trying to hang on to a sycamore tree. We don't have enough desire in us anymore to get up and praise God, much less climb a tree to see Him. Think about it. How many of you would be willing, knowing, because back in them days there were some tall people. Back in them days there were some giants and stuff walking around. Back in them days it might have been all of us that stands anywhere from 5'5" up to 5'8". We still might have had to find something to step on just to be able to see him because of the crowd. Because if you're way back in a crowd somewhere, you want to make sure that you can climb up somewhere just so you can see what's going on. And he was willing to do that. He was willing to step out and say, well, I want to see this man. I know he's passing by this way today, and I want to do what I can to see him. So he runs. Spit that out, son. You're choking. He runs, and he gets up in a sycamore tree. And he's waiting patiently for Jesus to pass by. But he did not know. Now think of this. When all he wanted to do was see him. He wanted to see him because he had never saw him. But he did not know that Jesus was going to tell him to make haste and come down, for he was going to be in his house. He was a sinner. Okay, we know that if you think of it logically, a sinner's not going to have their house in order. But how many Christians today has got their house in order? Where if Jesus come by and said, hey, I want to go to your house, Sister Sandra, and I want to sit and have dinner with you today. Is your house going to be swept and clean and in order for him to enter? Or are you going to have to say, hold on just a minute, stand right here at my front door, and I'll come back in about 5 minutes, because you got to run and put up the things that you don't want nobody to see. Well, guess what? Jesus sees it anyway. He's done saw it before he come to your door. Before he reached out and said, I want to spend some time with you today, he's already seen it. So the skull cans